All right, we're live
GMGM
now. We're
guys.
live now. Yeah, GMGM guys. Today is the second, the last day of the year. So we're closing the curtains to 2025 tomorrow. But yeah, on the flip side, BTC is down about $3,000 from yesterday's price. So what do you think? What do you think before we jump to the chat? What do you think about BTC price today? BTC is down about $3,000.
Well, I don't think there's even much to say basically. I think what we should even focus on now, instead of price action, is sentiments, the news in the markets, what people are doing, general market sentiments, right? Because for
Uh-huh.
me, between now and maybe first or second, right? I don't expect the price to be fantastic. So it's just to start looking at market sentiment and all that good stuff to know what people are thinking, what people are feeling, what news would probably change. Yeah.
Your network is your network was lagging, but I think I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
All right,
actually
I
hear you
think
clearly.
Spacedar's network is lagging. But yeah, let me take it off. Okay, okay. Your network was lagging though. You can continue. Your network was lagging.
No,
Okay, we can't hear you
I'm
anymore.
actually done talking. I think yeah,
Yeah,
my
so
network is probably behind.
okay, no problem. Yeah, so looking at the markets basically, I said something yesterday. What I said yesterday was that no trade ideas for the markets yesterday being Monday. We should wait for opportunities because we had already seen a pump on Monday, which is what we usually expect. So it didn't make sense trying to long further because at that point we're facing resistance. By the way, GMGM to everyone just joining, feel free to drop your questions, share the link, and invite anyone you want to. Yeah, so it didn't make sense to start looking for more longs because we're already facing a resistance yesterday. So I did say that we should wait for opportunities. Most times the opportunities start presenting themselves from Tuesday, Wednesday. And yeah, we started seeing some of the opportunities present themselves. For people that play the market either side, like short, long, they were able to capitalize on some BTC short yesterday. I saw, yeah, just to be sure my network is good. Felt it was lagging a bit, so I don't know if it's StreamYard, but I doubt it's my network. Yeah, we saw BTC dump yesterday, but before we go to that, let's just look at how altcoins are performing today. So this is a 1 hour. This is a 1 hour view of the market. You see most altcoins are bouncing. And let's look at 1 day view from yesterday to today. Find out that most of them corrected since BTC dumped to about 86k plus. The markets actually dragged some altcoins down, but some other interesting stuff we saw impacts G gold. We saw gold make like a good dump yesterday, like a very very serious correction yesterday. And in the morning, it hadn't started. It had started a minor correction, but it wasn't that brutal. But fast forward to yesterday evening, by this time yesterday night, like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock yesterday night, gold was down bad, like really really down bad. So you can imagine gold in like a 2% dump in the last 24 hours. That's very, very huge. I guess most persons that were still very bullish going all long, they lost some good money. But for short traders, they made good money. But overall, gold is still in profit. If you look at it on a monthly chart, you find out that it's still up about 1 point something percent or thereabouts. But on the yearly, it's still up over 60%. Okay, so overall, gold is still in very, very good profit. But the crypto markets overall, in the last 1 week, we're still in profit from the price we saw last week till date. we're still in profit. Zcash is outperforming so many other altcoins. In fact, privacy coins, Dash too, is doing pretty well. Ton is doing well. I've told you guys keep an eye on Ton. Keep a very close eye on Ton. Watch Ton. Ton has some good performance. Yet I'm bullish on Ton basically, not the overall ecosystem, the native token. I'm very bullish on Ton. Ton can just shock most persons. Yet it can really, really shock most persons and maybe go to as high as probably $8 or maybe even $10. It has what it takes to do that. It has a thriving ecosystem, has some solid and good utility. Telegram is here to stay, to keep innovating. They've built an AI chain to also add AI capabilities. There's like a whole lot of stuffs are happening there. Truthfully, you won't be hearing most of these things now. It's when the market starts pumping and you start seeing investors pump money to like this solid project and you start seeing ton flying. That's when you start hearing all the good stuffs happening on the ton ecosystem and why the token is running aggressively. So pay attention to ton. Very, very important. Pay attention to it. I would say that's my alpha, major alpha for today. Pay attention to ton. Pay attention to DEX tokens too. So let's move to look at the markets. Let's look at top performing coins today. Yeah, so there are some random coins that were just running today. Beta Finance was once on Binance, but it's no longer there. Some altcoins were just pumping real good. Yet, so we saw Melania also. I mean, it's about to take off. Some other privacy coins like Verge, there's there. Camino is also good. I've not looked at the chart, but it has a good price action when it starts moving. It's usually good for either futures trade or some sports trade and for swinging. It's really, really good. Now, a meme that we were swinging last week, folks, I want to pay attention to it. You can pay attention to folks to accumulate and maybe exit around 4 point something, 5 point something dollars. Zora is also down good. I'll look at the chart later, maybe to find like a long position. River, I told you guys yesterday about River where I set my SL above $5 to protect profit. It took me out of the trading profit. And now it's approaching my entry point again, gradually. So I might look at the chart later to see if I'll be interested in swinging it again. Now, note most of all these things happen because of BTC's dump, which is why I always tell you guys that BTC dump presents us with opportunities. Most times when BTC is dump, you can just rush and go and short some other altcoins because altcoins would always dump more than BTC. So it's a known fact. It always dumps more than BTC. So let's look at BTC charts before we look at some other trades we shared to the community this morning. All right, so I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Is my screen visible? All right, thank you. So if you guys noticed, I said something yesterday. Yesterday, BTC was here. This was where it was. And I told you guys that it's facing the resistance. For those that wanted, you could have short. Me, I did not because we drew this line. We extended it to somewhere. We extended it. It's facing the resistance yesterday. While we're looking at it, it was already somewhere here facing that resistance yesterday. And I made it very clear that we would need to go above this and also go above this before we can confirm, and this purple line, before we can confirm any bullish sentiments. But for now, we're still in that ranging channel. Then another thing I said too was I doubt we would come back to this zone again to pick this long order. I doubt. Like I said that yesterday, that I really doubt we will. But I strongly believe we'll get back to this zone. Yeah, I said that I strongly, if you watch yesterday's video, you see it. I believe we'll get back to this zone. But getting all the way down to this point, the chances of that happening feels very, very slim. So yeah, we came back to this level and we're trying to rally back up again. I didn't take any trades on BTC, just been observing it. But yeah, for altcoins, I did actually. So we took this trade on Apex, which is moving pretty well. I think it has kissed our TP1. I think so. Yeah, I think it has kissed our TP1. So if you notice yesterday, I think I drew a chart on Apex yesterday, expecting it to come down. Yet expecting it to come down. I think I drew that yesterday. But yeah, we dropped this trade in the community this morning, and so far so good. It's moving pretty well. It's almost that's touched our TP1 though. But yeah, if BTC behaves and doesn't dump, then I would expect Apex to proceed to hit this full TP. This is a 3.4 trade, meaning you'll be making, if it hits full TP, over you'll be making over 340%. But right now, you're already up above 100%, like where it is right now. You're up at least 100% profit. So if you close now, you close at about 100%. But if it gets to full TP, you'll be making about 340% of what you're risking, which, if you ask me, that is really, really, really good. Like, very, very good. So keep an eye out for the trade. That's the only trade that we've posted. That's the only trade that I've actually taken. Yeah, and let's see. Another trade I was waiting for. That is Gigo. I'm waiting for Gigo to see if it comes down to this zone, but it's yet to do that. So still observing if there'll be another position. If there'll be another position, maybe we can take the trade. But yeah, Dash is still a long way from where I'm expecting it. I expect Dash to still come down. So the catch here is BTC price action. It's up and down movement gives us good opportunity. Asta is still far from where I'm expecting it. The chart is looking so messed up. Like, the chart is very, 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 very messed up. Yeah, so I'm not really seeing anything happening on Asta. But Ethereum is actually a good one. Ethereum is actually a good one. I couldn't catch the long on time before it moved because it came back to this support that it was unable to go below for a while. Presented a good opportunity for long, but I guess I was too busy. I didn't catch that trade. If not, long in Ethereum at 2,905 or 2,910, that level, that would have been like an amazing trade. Like, really, really, really good trade. Catching it around, going down to like 1 hour time frame and catching Ethereum somewhere around here. 1 hour time frame, by the way. I'm putting your stop loss below these candles. Just putting your stop loss below that candle. You can take it lower if you want, but just taking it below these candles and targeting a decent 1 to 2. That would have been an amazing trade. I didn't take the trade, by the way, because I didn't look at the Ethereum chart. Okay, but this would have been like a very, very good trade. However, for those that maybe trade on their own, by now some persons should be able to trade on their own, sincerely. Some persons should be able to. So like I said, 1 hour charts, if you go down to the 1 hour charts, put your stop loss below the zone. It came down and it had cleared all of these liquidity levels. So it only made sense to long from this order block, yes, and have your stop loss below. Like, for me, it's a fantastic setup. Targets 1 to 2. The only thing that would have made this fail is if BTC had gone lower to the zone that I said I don't expect the price getting to. If BTC had gone lower to that 85K level, that's the only thing that would have most likely made that Ethereum trade to fail. If BTC had gone lower to like this 85K level, that's literally like the only thing that would have made that Ethereum trade to fail. LTC is just so volatile, so it's somehow trading Litecoin. This trade, I've already exited from this trade since. I told you guys, since I've already exited from this trade, we are trading stop loss. LTC is just so volatile, so most times I'm extremely careful when I'm trading Litecoin. It can swing either direction aggressively. So I want to make sure if I'm longing or shorting, I'm doing that from a very, very discounted level. It's whichever I'm doing, either long or short. I want to make sure it's from a very discounted level where the probability of success is extremely high and the setup meets up my requirements. So for another good project is Uniswap. Uniswap is very, very good. It's really, really good. I think we might have a long opportunity here on Uniswap. I think we might, basically, I think we might have a long opportunity on Uniswap. So let's just look at this briefly. Okay. All right. So if I'm to take this Uniswap trade, if I were to take this trade on Uniswap, if I were to take this trade on Uniswap, this is what I'll be looking for, basically. This is basically what I'll be looking for. So let's know if you guys have questions. Let's know if you have questions. My Apex trade, I've already set up like I've not put anything like a trailing. Yeah, the only thing I did was as I started moving, I adjusted my SL and I took it to break even. That's the only thing I've done. There's no trailing stop loss yet for me on this Apex trade yet. So maybe later I might set it, but right now I haven't set up anything like that. So if you guys have questions, you can ask. Okay, someone say, can we talk about Hype and Sui? Okay, Hype and Sui. Yeah, we can. So when you talk about Hype and Sui, do you mean like from a trading point of view, or from what aspect, basically? What aspect are you referring to? You can drop a message. Especially, what do you think about the market from your standpoint?
Well, for me, the market, like I said, is just to basically focus on market sentiments, right, rather than price action. So, like what you were saying about Tom, I think we've partially talked about Tom some weeks back, or even maybe a month or two back. When we looked at the news coming out from the founder of Tom, right? When they were talking about integration of AI and some other partnership that they've been doing. And then we talked about this passively, like it's not yet priced in, right, in the price of Tom. So I feel those are stuff that you have to keep in your arsenal while you're also looking out for price, because sometimes price is a lagging indicator. So you have this information and then you're just waiting to when the market looks as if it's reacting or the market is improving. So you know what tokens to buy, what things to invest in long term, short term. And sometimes so you can be able to predict somewhat accurately the next tokens to run. So because sometimes some people might wonder how we know, okay, Ton is going to pump or Hype is going to pump or this token is going to pump. Is because when we see the news, we recognize, oh, this is a very important news, but this market is a shitty market. All right. Or this news is a very important news, but this is not the trend yet for this particular feature, for this particular product, right? So you keep that news aside. You don't lose sight or lose focus of what's happening or the improvement that is taking place. So you keep it aside. And then when that time comes, or when you feel that that time is close, you already know the runners. You already know why this token is running, or why this token is pumping, or why there's a lot of interest in this token. So I think this time is that time now where price is shitty. You reduce the amount of trade, probably even more importantly, futures trading, except you're using tight stop losses. But then you now start looking at market sentiment. What is the news around your favorite tokens? Your favorite tokens might not even have news around them, but then you look at the market and see what are people doing. What is the underlying thing, events that is happening, right? You do your research, you could find those things and you write them down, basically. And it even makes sense when you're getting news or you're getting information more and more coming from a certain product. So you know that, okay, this product they are building, they are partnering, these are partnerships. They are not just verbal vaporware, right? These are like solid partnerships that stocks are going down behind closed doors. Their protocol is improving. You get this information and you put them, and then you ask yourself some questions. What would make the price of this token react properly? Because if you feel that the price of the token is reacting, then should react, then why isn't it reacting? Right? Then the next question is what would make it react, or when would it react? So if you can be able to answer some of these questions, you might not answer them accurately, but more like forecasting, because basically what we are doing in these markets is speculation, right? It's not cast in stone that you must pump, or it will pump at a specific time. You're not the only player in the market. But what you can do and then improve on over time is your ability to speculate, is your ability to predict, your ability to assume, and then those assumptions come to pass passively or entirely, right? So that's what I'm focusing on right now. What basically is happening in the market? What are the news that is favorable, and then be able to forecast, okay, maybe I think the next trend is going to be AI, or I think the next trend is going to be prediction markets. I think the next trend is going to be so and so. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at generally in the market. So, but like I said, between now and maybe 1st of January, I don't think there will be much. I don't expect there to be much market upside, to be honest. So what I do expect is we're still going in circles, up and down, ranging until the holiday period is fully over. People are back to work. Probably that should be like next week, right? People are back to work. Things are back to normal. Then we should not start seeing. Then I expect us to see one crazy pump, either from any token whatsoever, but then see one crazy pump that people will think, this thing has made 2x, 4x. Because if you check, I said that if you check some of the tokens that we are swinging and see the prices that they are right now, you will know that if it does 4x, it's not like a massive pump, right?
Sure.
Because it has dumped from where it was. That's 4x or 5x or 3x. It's just almost getting back to its normal support that it was like 2 weeks ago. So those kinds of pumps, I'll be expecting those kind of pumps where you see 2x in a day or 3x in a day or 4x, right? This is them going, this is now people coming back from looking at the prices and be like, this thing has dumped, let me even buy more of it, right? And then everything just going back to the normal level they were, let's say a week or 2 weeks before Christmas, right? So yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at, my outlook for the market currently.
All right, so let me share my screen briefly. Someone asked a question about TON. So we'll be rounding up soon. Let's just look at this TON trade before we call it a day. All right, so this is the TON chart basically. Just try to pull it up. I haven't looked at it in a while. Yeah, just so we can see what's happening and maybe some levels to expect it. Well, it has bounced off a crucial level today, just bounced off this zone. So hopefully if it can come down to this level, that would be amazing for us. If it can come down to this level again, to be a fantastic entry. But here it's not bad to start accumulating long term. It's really, really, really not bad. TON is very, very much down. Like it's very, very down. I don't even know what the FDV is right now. Let me just check what the FDV is. Just briefly, yes. So it's still loading. Let's see where TON FDV is at. Oh, is lighter out? Seems like lighter, the token is finally live. I'm just seeing it. I never knew. I'm just seeing it on CoinGecko. So I'm searching for TON. Wow. So if you can see my screen, this is TON. If you can see my screen, TON is currently at $3.9 billion FDV. I don't know if you can see my screen. This is where TON is at. $3.9 billion LTV. So, Swester, what do
Yeah,
you
I can
think
see your
about
screen.
this? Basically, for me, I think it's very, very down. Like I strongly believe Ton is so down, like so down. Verb was valued at, is it
The
a
thing
billion
is,
dollars?
it seems like we're forgetting the escapade or what Tom did. Was it? It's not this year, like last year. I think early last year,
Yeah,
right? If I'm not mistaken, with the
yeah,
whole would I call it airdrop, the meme airdrop, the hamster combat. I can't remember all their names right now. It was crazy. We saw real monetization. We saw community, right? Like when we are talking about community action, community get together, reward,
yeah.
incentive,
Activities and all.
the
Yeah,
town
yeah.
ecosystem. Yes, it was crazy. So, but then, like all things, if you over incentivize, or you start off something, some people are going to over incentivize and then take advantage of it. But that trend or that era came to a halt, right? But that does not mean
Yeah,
that that particular model cannot be refined and improved on, and
obviously it
then
can.
kind of re-ushered in. Yes.
Yes.
So because if you remember during the time of Dex Lab, uh, PooCoin, Pink Token, and all that
Yes.
stuff that they were doing token creation on different chains,
Yeah.
you saw how people were rallying to create tokens. But then the problem was rug pulling. Then all of a sudden, Pump Fund came in with the whole bonding curve thing, and it became a big thing that Pump Fund is like a force to be recognized in token creation and even in crypto generally. So I think the whole community incentivizing, community launching, revenue share is something that can always come back. So Ton has really done because most of Ton's value came from those tokens, those projects, those dApps, and almost all dApps were building the same thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Community incentivization. To be honest, Tom onboarded a shitload of noobs, a shitload of newbies into the crypto
Yes.
space just because of
Obviously.
the whole airdrop thing. So I think Ton is a force to be reckoned with. They are not dead and out. It's not like those chains that came in, with VC money and then did one or two and then, there's nothing happening on the chain. They've crashed out, they've gone. We all know the founder to be somebody that always builds, someone that is fearless. So I
Mm-hmm.
think, Ton, I'm not saying people should start going to buy projects on Ton right now. No, but rather keep an eye on Ton, research on Ton, read on Ton news. If you find projects that are building, understand the few things that we've talked about building in crypto. Know what they are building, find out if they've raised money, find out if they can be able to stay long, even if this market is shitty, even if Ton is not doing well, if they can persist, right? And if they can, and if your research is satisfactory, then who knows? You might just have your hands on a 100x or a rare gem or something like that. But Ton is something that we all have to, pay attention to eventually.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree. So let's look at this next person's question. Does it include does it include Asta and Cake? Yes, yes, obviously. But like I said, I feel there are others that have better entry than Asta, like Apex, Aventis. Yeah, we spoke about that. Aventis has moved almost 100%. Asta is still almost consolidating. Apex is yet to, it has just done maybe a decent 10% or thereabouts. But yeah, there are still others that have a higher upside than Asta. The only difference is for Asta, you just have this mindset that your funds are actually safe. You don't expect it to dump aggressively, basically. Some other person is asking if there will be any upward movement anytime soon. Look, I think this is based on SEO. Yeah, for SEO, I'm expecting some good movement. the ecosystem is very active. They have solid projects there, like some very, very solid projects on SU, like Warus, MMT, that's Momentum Finance, and a few others. So I expect SU to perform real good, very, very well. But the question now is we know that most times we tend to have a new project, either a layer one or thereabouts, that always pops up whenever the market bounces back aggressively. So which would that be this time around? Would it be Dawn or would it be Avalanche? Or which would it be? We might have like a layer one or layer two that's been around for a while that might just come and do some good numbers and present lots of opportunities. So people should still open their minds to ideas like that and projects like that. Are Neighbor Alice still going to do airdrop based on the task we did last year? Yeah, I believe they will. I believe they will. They are supposed to still do that. They're supposed to still do that. Someone is asking, was the Leeds airdrop a good one? I don't know which Leeds the person is talking about. Is it Lighter? Because I'm just noticing today the Lighter token is actually active. I didn't even know. Yeah, so I think that's all we're taking for today. Spesna, do you have any extra information to share before we round up?
No, there's no extra
Okay, so
information from my
someone
side.
asked, someone said I thought Sassonis don't like the owner of Tron. Tron is different from Tron. What you're referring to is Tron. Yet Tron, that's Tron created by Justin Sun. Tron. They have a red logo. It's different from Ton. Ton is Ton. Ton is the one that works hand in hand with Telegram. You get the one that the founder of Telegram actively supports because it's his brother that created Ton. While he founded Telegram, his brother founded Ton Blockchain. You get, and they formed like a very, very solid mutual relationship, both Telegram and Ton. Yeah, so that's the one we're referring to, not Tron. Tron, not Tron. Tron is totally different. Yeah, so it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Yeah, I had to clarify that. All right, guys. So I think that's all we'll be taking for today. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the general community, and if there's any other trade ideas, we'll share it there. Currently, the only trade we're live on is the Apex trade, which is currently running in profit. That's the only trade we're live on currently. So let me just share it again here. This is if you can see my screen, this is the only trade we're currently live on right now. Down to 1 hour time frame. This is the only trade we're live on. There's no other trade we're currently on. This is literally the only trade. And it was shared in the community this morning. That's where we shared it in the community this morning. So if you want to join the community, that's the link. You can join the community. Yeah, so how the trade progresses will also be communicated and shared too in the community. So if you want to join, here's the link. You can join. You see the different TP1, TP2, and TP3. And any other extra information too, you'll find it there in the community about this trade and any subsequent trades that will drop. Thanks, guys, and see you guys same time tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.